Welcome to a Better Cook podcast. On this episode of ABC, we're going to talk about something very basic: how to boil water. There's a lot of confusion about this common kitchen task, so we're going to go over some easy steps to get a better boil. Let's get started. The first step is to choose a pot with a lid. A lid will trap heat inside the pot, making the water boil faster. A large pot will take longer to boil, so choose the right size for your needs. Next, you'll want to add cold tap water. Hot tap water can pick up lead from your water pipes and is not recommended for drinking or cooking. Use cold tap water instead. Be careful not to fill it all the way. A full pot can splash you as it boils, and you'll need space to add the food if you're cooking. Don't believe the myth. Cold water does not boil faster than hot water. It's the safe option, but it will take longer. The third step is to add salt for flavor. This is optional. Salt has almost no effect on the boiling temperature, even if you add enough to make it seawater. Add it only to flavor the food, especially pasta, which will absorb the salt along with the water. You might notice a bunch of bubbles rise up as soon as you put the salt in. It's a fun effect, but it doesn't change the temperature. Add salt when boiling eggs. If the shell cracks, the salt will help the egg white solidify, plugging the hole. Finally, place the pot over high heat. Place the pot on the stove and turn the burner underneath it to high. Cover the pot with a lid to help the water boil a little faster. Learn the stages of boiling. Most recipes will call for a simmer or a rolling boil. Learn how to recognize these stages, plus a couple less common options that will help you find the perfect temperature. The first stage is quiver. In the quiver stage, tiny bubbles appear at the base of the pot, but do not rise. The surface quivers slightly, and this happens at about 140 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. A temperature good for poaching eggs, fruit, or fish. The next stage is the sub-simmer. In the sub-simmer stage, a couple little streams of bubbles are rising, but most of the water is still. The water is around 170 to 195 degrees Fahrenheit and can be used for stew or braising meat. Simmer is the third stage of boiling. During the simmer stage, small to medium bubbles break the surface often, all across the pot. At 195 to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, this is a good time to steam veggies or melt chocolate, depending on how healthy you're feeling. A full rolling boil is the last stage. In a full rolling boil, steam and constant movement doesn't stop when you stir in the water. This is the hottest your water is going to get at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Cook pasta at this temperature for best results.